It's JAYMOOREREVIEWS. Tell them none can contest me.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through for this first reaction. I had a little delay, and hold on. Look like I'm having some computer issues. Power's going out. Losing the power. All right, so we're going to talk about Book 2, Ghost, Season 4, Episode 7. My first reaction. We see Tariq and everybody is looking for revenge for Diana. Revenge for Diana, yeah. And so we see when this episode first kick off that Diana is first zooming in on her eye, which of course, you know, got some real pretty eyes. But anyway, they zoom in. We see Diana in the hospital. And the first thing is we see Tariq is right there next to her in the hospital bed. And he's saying he's sorry, this, that, and the other. And she gonna blame Tariq for what happened, which I thought like, man, what? But you said you be there. You said you protect us by being in the game. And you being in the game is why this happened. Which that ain't had nothing to do with Tariq. You know, with that... Boy, she sure knew how to take her anger and frustrations out on Reek. But, you know, she going through a lot. So, who knows? Maybe after she, you know, wise up by next episode, she feel a little differently. Especially after Tariq came through and tried to save her ass. But he say, I can't fix this. I couldn't fix it for my family. I can't fix it for you. Which I'm glad he finally said something like that. Just like we finally saw that clip that we've been seeing since this season was coming back out about, I'm not like my father. I can fix my own problems. So in context with that scene, he was talking with Tasha and she was saying, what's wrong? I seen that look in your father's face before, baby. What's wrong? I know when the killing is bad and the killing get tough, the killing get going. Anyway, he ended up telling her what's going on and stuff. But before that, he was trying to say, you know, everything good. It ain't a problem. So in that regard, he wasn't really saying he's better. He was just trying to, you know, gaslight Mama Dukes to leave him alone. So in that regards, you know, it is what it is. Let me give a shout out to my man, Damian Kenny. First in the building in the comments. Appreciate you. Got Gino James in the building. What's good? What's good with you? Damian Kenny, Carter should have ended Felicia and pinned some stuff on her. Yeah, that would have been an easy out for him, especially when they do a toxicology and find out she was on that sugar. They gonna have that little booger sugar surprise in that system. So, I don't know. Gino James, you say Noma or Carter gonna get whacked next episode. Yeah, it's not looking good for a few people. See, you think Gino James, you think Noma or Carter going to get killed next episode? I think Noma is safe for a little bit longer than Carter right now. But Carter is definitely in trouble, and he's starting to have the walls closed in on him. He luckily may be able to get through this, but I don't know how he's going to make Felicia. Bye, Felicia. I don't know how they're going to make that look like an accident. That was too much poundage to the dome piece. That wasn't no accident. Lenora, what's good? You say, hey, Jay, I forgot today was Thursday. I'll watch it after your show. It's all good. I almost forgot, too. The week been moving so fast. And, of course, I'm going to be going out of town this weekend. So, you know, everything has been just moving so fast for me as well. So it's all good. Christo, what's up? What's up? You about to go to sleep? Good episode. Yeah, it was a good episode. You check me out when you wake up, sis. It's all good. Goody McFly, highlight of it all was Kane in the cop outfit telling Braden, hey, Caucasian young man, come here. That was hilarious. I peeped that. Caucasian young man, white male, or Caucasian young male, come here. The only thing I had a problem with that scene is that they showed that the wife looking out the window and kind of being nosy. Well, she would have saw. Ain't no police car out there. Where the hell he come from? Just walking down the street, walking the beat. Or it's just walking the beat. I heard there was a carjacking in the neighborhood. So, Eugene 05, you say Noma's a goner. I think so. I think she just may last to the end. But also, I think it's 50-50 for her because she has been so isolated that she could just get deported. I think that only if she crosses like Reek or any of those people that she might get taken out. Now, maybe Carter may want to take her out to try to cover up some stuff because he tried to pin it on the Russians. But then, as I get into later, after he did what he did, why care? I mean, care to rob them, but, Gino James, you say Uncle Tommy gonna be the solution for all their problems. Hey, look here. I can get out of a burning car and no one know the difference. I can fix this. Let me at him. Damian Kenny, I don't know what Felicia slipped and hit her head on to crack her head open like that. Boy, I'm telling you, multiple cracks. I mean, that was a crime of passion. Ambi Bambi, what's up? How you doing, sis? Yeah. Anybody get hit that many times with that cast iron skillet? That was a crime of passion. Plus, Diana and Reek left fingerprints everywhere in that house. They touched and stayed and reading bedtime stuff. That was making me lose my mind with all of that. That just was insane. I'll get to that. And everybody walking in the damn address and everybody can't. That was just, I'm like, what? Anyway, we see in the beginning that Diana, she trying to say it's Tariq's fault, but Tariq had nothing to do with it, I don't think, and then she got a little jazzy with Felicia. Felicia got in them guts. But she told Tariq to get out. Get out, Tariq, get out. Just leave, just leave. Then she talking about, you didn't want this baby, no way. This just saved you $300. Now leave. So she lost the little rascal. I'm not baby's daddy. So Reek, he mad. But one of the things I was wondering is why he there by her bedside and not Monet or both of them. But when he left, we saw Monet there in the lobby waiting. I don't know. She ain't go in yet, but he left, and she tried to tell Tariq, this family business. So, we got this. He like, no, that's my baby too. I'm not baby's daddy. So, you know what I'm saying? He talking about he want to go on and handle the business. And, I mean, I get it. That was something taken instead of his choice. But when we later saw him talk to Tasha, I think that it kind of sunk in a little more for him. But then Diana kind of roped him in it. I would have snapped on Diana if I'd have came there after what she did. You ain't called me when you came, but now that you done messed it up, you calling me. But then you want me to get out the hospital saying it's my fault. But then you want me to fix. Girl, you a mess. You a mess. But then that's the type of female, though, that you can't really cut off like that because she been and cracked you with the next skillet. You know what I mean? Cracked you like a couple eggs and then scrambled them brains. So, I don't know, you know what I mean? You got to find some strategic way to break up with her. You think getting your car keyed is the worst. You might have a car bomb in this mug. So, anyway. So, he leave and, Monet, she tells Tariq that Carter, he'll kill him, be careful, whatever. But, Reek, he think he can solve everything and do everything. And so, I don't know. Anyway, ladies, I know a lot of ladies out there still got their man crush on Method Man, on Davis. They showed him working out and earlier in the episode. I don't know. A couple ladies, got a little glimpse of his workout routine, but he working out, and next thing you know, he in there getting a call from Reek. Reek trying to get the addresses and information of the officers and Carter task force. He like, hey, you better slow down, Reek, if I know what you're thinking and whatever. He like, just give me the info. So he like a man on a mission, determined right now. And, Davis, he trying to give him a little heads up, slow down before you take out a cop, because, hey, that ain't easy. And but Tariq, in his defense, he has done it before and was able to get away with it. But it's really thanks to his dad and Tommy that he was able to probably get away with all of that. So I don't know. Maybe he could have did it again, but I doubt it. But yeah. Anyway, we see Carter. He was talking about his wife got gunned down. When we see Tate looking at his brother. I bet you that was some real like mental to see your brother there laying. He probably put himself in the case of what if that really was him, and he was gone. Because there was some emotional scene right there with Lorenz Tate looking at his brother with that head, got a crack in that water, milk dud or whatever. He's like, oh man, I want to know. He was my better half. He always held me accountable. I want to know. Carter like, well, my wife was gunned down too. Yeah, this is an active investigation. We can't. He like, man, I need that mother to pay. Don't give me that. I was a cop too. Either you gonna tell me or I'm gonna go to the press. Carter had to spill some beans quick, boy. At first, I thought he was gonna try to threaten Tate. I'm like, if he threatened Tate, this ain't believable in my opinion. But he didn't threaten Tate. And he ended up giving him a little bit of information or whatever. And he like, yeah, well, whoever did this is going to pay. He like, well, we believe it could have been, investigation with the Russians and this and that. So he like, oh, okay. All right, well, if you need anything, you let me know. And so now he getting pressure on multiple angles. And so he had to come up with something. And he's so damn dirty because his ass, when he did end up later getting one of the Russians and taking him out, he didn't put the gun in his hand. I think his partner is on to him, though. He like, man, that is him. Have him run the bullet, the ballistics or whatever. That's the guy. And I'm thinking like, dude was even looking like... Because he would know, because they probably done things similar and he knew it was shady. Now he doing it again. So, Tyrell Jones, a.k.a. Eric Iverson, what's good with you, man? How you feeling? You say Effie mom calling her means we gonna see her soon. I was thinking that also. She didn't answer the phone, but just by them bringing it up, it shows that they've heard a lot of the fans or whatever saying they would like to know who her mom is, how she plugged in, the way she plugged in and stuff. So I thought that was interesting as well, that we saw that phone call. So maybe we'll see what's been going on with what was her name, Lauren or whatever, even though she out of school. Street Crime Files. You think Ghost is unrealistic or just another TV show? Well, ain't that the same thing? Ain't just another TV show unrealistic? I think it is. It's not just another TV show. It is unrealistic at times. I think it's somewhere in the middle. It's a little better than just another TV show, or else I wouldn't watch it, but it's not, totally realistic. But that's kind of hard to do because in real life, this stuff is not as eventful as people may think. I mean, as much as you may like The Sopranos, some of us out there, that wasn't really realistic because they whacked a whole lot more people than the mob and those guys really do. I mean, that's like the last resort. And so you try not to do it as often. And even The Creator, which is a new show out there on HBO, a documentary about David Chase and The Sopranos, he said, we had to throw a little bit more in there because they would be boring. So which is what they want in that life. Boring, under the radar, give me my money, go home, leave me alone, and that's it. That's what they want. So, it's in the middle. Let's see. All right, so let's see. Tressa C, you say YSL trial has been eventful. Okay. But see, they're young and they not the mob exactly. So street crime and street organizations like that, sometimes they can be more eventful. But like you said in this comment, YSL trial, they get busted. When you have eventful enterprises under the radar, you get busted. It don't last that long. And that's the key. They don't want to get busted because they want to last as long as possible. And a lot of people now think they can put it in the song or say this or that. And they're actually doing the opposite of what the mob and those organized crime do, is that you don't talk about it. You don't mention it. Even in The Sopranos, his wife or his daughter or whatever ask him, he'd be like, "That don't exist. That ain't real." So, you don't talk. Anyway, we see that he had these Russians, and even though they had nothing to do with it, he hunted them down to cover his ass. He eventually catches one, take it out. I think that's going to end up falling back on him. I don't know why he's trying to tie in Noma unless he wants to shake her down, or actually he's still trying to, be a cop and take people out? Because I don't think he'll go tell Tate, "Oh, actually, it wasn't the Russians, it was these folks." I don't think that's what he's going to do. So I think he going to end up, robbing her and trying to have her on the payroll like he tried to do with Monet. So anyway, we'll see how it all play out. Davis, it looked like he's smashing Noma, maybe full time. He like, I can handle some things for you. Your situation is you need an American. You make me 51% of the company, and I give you 100% of this D. You know what I mean? She's like, "Oh, is that all? Is that what it is? Huh? That what you think you have to offer?" Anyway, it looked like she might have been considering that offer. Kane walked in as he was walking out. He said, "Oh, you making house calls?" He's like, "Yeah, if that's what you call it." She did leave the money at the dresser, But anyway, we see that he a little jealous with that. So I think that's the main reason why Kane came up with that plan. Why don't we get married? But I ain't no more employee. It's a partnership. You keep doing your thing, I'm going to do my thing. You know what I mean? We could be friends. All right? Anyway. So it looked like she may be interested in that. Looked like she was ready to let him seal that deal when they walked off. We see Braden. He got that little booger sugar habit getting out of control, boy. He's sitting there in his room. He looking at the vial. That glass sniff. Man, you got me. Forget it, man. Braden, he in there getting high, looking at the damn computer when Effie and Kane walk in on him. And they pretty much get him to go with them to figure out how they going to get this information about where these cops live. Because Kane is still trying to look out for Diana, even though they told him to get out the hospital or whatever. And so he working his own angle to try to help her. And so Effie, she want to get out the game. And Kane, he going to help her get out the game. And so, then she was, after he helped her and did a few things, Effie was down to pound, boy. She like, I could be here when you come back. He like, okay, alright, that's up to you. I'll be back. Yeah. Next thing you know, he all up in them old guts of Noma. Nah, she ain't that old, but she old to him compared to Effie. He right in the middle, though. When you about 30, you can go up or down, up or down. But it looked like he went down on Noma, you know what I mean? Left Effie hanging, and, after a while, she ended up leaving, which, I think that might have hurt her feelings because he didn't respond to the text, Anyway, we see Braden, while he in the room with Tariq talking, that little music group that they was using so they can move their product. Dude come in like, man, we know what you doing. You over there high. We don't know if we got fiends or fans. We out. We don't know if we got fiends or fans. What's the difference? Did they pay to get in the concert? Anyway, if they was really if they was really fiends, they'd be getting it and leaving. But then again, they're young fiends. Fiends in the making. Anyway. Tariq, every time I see him get physical or rough somebody up, I just be like, what? Tariq grabbed dude up, yoked him up. He's like, man, I get you expelled. Which I'm like, why is Tariq even still thinking, how is he going to school? When is he there? That storyline of going to that school and that's where he lived in that dorm and all that, I think that's been over with. He should have just got an apartment and gave up on school. He could have just been coming there to make moves with Braden, but trying to live in the dorm and go to class, I think that he got in way too much trouble at that damn school. And he way too suspect. I done seen people get put out for less, so I don't know. Tyrell Jones, you say, how you choose Noma when you got Effie in your house? Shaking my head. I know that's right. But that's how life goes, you know what I mean? Like, you never know what they label today as maybe love language or whatever that people say, but you don't know what really could be a bigger turn on for a person. So maybe for Kane, the power, money, the luxury, and then Noma not being too bad looking, is probably enough for him. Whereas being with Effie, she's under him, and yeah, she may be cuter, but she has no anything else to offer. And so, as far as compared to Noma, and so maybe he's less turned on by that, I'm saying. Sometimes people have different things, and then also he could be trying to use Noma, and maybe he wasn't expecting to be over there as long as he was, So, I don't know. Lenora Wilson, you say it's a shame Ghost or Uncle Tommy didn't teach him any fighting skills. You ain't lying. They should at least put some hands up, hit these hands or something. Because the way it's going, this dude, he ain't going to win no type of fight without a gun in his hand. You know what I mean? What's up, Pepper? You say Effie might be Sean's older sister. She did say her brother was murdered. Her mother might be the singer. Sean? I know you ain't talking about Sean from Power, 50 Cent's son. And Sean would be older than her. I don't know. Is that the Sean you talking about? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure Sean was older than her at the time he was killed. But then again, he was in college or playing ball or already went through all of that. He was at least in his mid-20s, early 20s rather, I think, when he died. At least 23, 24. So, I don't know. Deshaun Go Breezy, you say all Kane want is respect. That's always been his agenda. That is true. That's a great point. whether it was from his father or mother or the streets. It seems that he's been like the Black Rodney Dangerfield. He ain't got no respect, no respect. Every time I sell my coke, no respect, no respect. I tell him, hey, look here, man, give me my money or I'm going to kill you. No respect, no respect. But that is a good point. He's always wanted some type of respect. That's why he fought Zion and all this other stuff. That's a good point. I think he going about it the wrong way because it make him look, I guess, thirsty for it, which then people don't give it what he want. But yeah, that is a good point. Anyway, we see Carter. When he was, one thing that was interesting when he was telling Tate about his brother. No, when Carter, was telling Tate about this is the man that took his brother out, the Russians. Tate was like, you sure this him? I thought he was going to be like, how you know so fast or something like that. But he spit on his grave. Puh. Carter was like, And so he's saying, they think he got the guy. Tate, he calmed down a little bit. Carter, think everything is cool until he learned about Drew in the pen and Drew with this new offer. Drew almost got took out in the yard, didn't he? He almost got stomped in the yard. He had a shank, though, which I don't know how those guards didn't see that big old blade, but, it's not impossible to hide a shank, but he had the shank. He was ready. He was about to take dude out in the yard in front of everybody, but he ended up, Carter pulled some strings. A guard, dropped off the cell number where dude was and left the doors open. Now, I'm wondering why was dude that Drew took out not worried about his door being left open? It seemed like it was at a time when they normally don't have the doors open. So you would have thought he might have been, on security a little bit on that S. But he was slipping, and Drew was able to come on in and take him on out. And, he was able to make it look like he did it himself. Old boy took his own self out. And the reason I think maybe that scene was a little better than when he took him out in the infirmary is because, it was so laid back and relaxed in that infirmary and stuff too close together. But the way they kind of did it in the pen with a little inside help, he had enough time to make it look like this or that. I think that was a little more possible than some of these other ones. Again, I think if dude would have had his cell open at a time when it's normally not open, he might have been more aware than he was. But it is what it is, I guess. And he got taken out. But, Drew still wasn't free yet. Because once he did get out, Carter had him by the nards. And Drew, while he's sitting there talking to Carter, because he telling Carter, leave my family alone, this and that, and he like, man, I'll throw your ass back up in there. Who you talking to? You better be honest and let me know what's up. And so, while he's saying that, Diana calling, because she done messed up with the cop and took her out. And so now, she calling Drew for help. I don't know why she would do that, though. Didn't she know Drew was locked up? So why is she calling him for help like he out on the streets or like she just talked to him yesterday? He been in there for at least a week, right? But when he got his phone, I guess he got all the messages or whatever, and then she calling or texting him, which I don't know how they knew he was out or whatever. But anyway, he ends up showing up. Now, while that was happening, we saw Diana Now, this part I didn't really ride with as much. So, she got the address. Well, she went to the police station, right? And then was able to park unnoticed, which as soon as you go on a police station, of course you going to be on camera. But she's able to park there. Then when the officer leaves, she leaves and follows her. Now, as a police officer, you would think she'd be a little more savvy or aware of somebody following them. I mean, I don't live a life of crime and do anything, and I look at somebody make too many turns behind me in the row, and I'm about to take your way on a wild goose chase, you know what I mean? You about to ride to Minnesota, you keep following me. So, I don't know. I just think that, she should have noticed somebody following her. But she didn't. And how did Diana get in her house? I mean, I don't know. I never lived in New York or wherever they were, Jersey or whatever. But I don't think people leave their doors open like that there. I know not in Chicago, but I don't do it here where I'm at. I don't know. Maybe people do. Maybe she broke in. I don't know. But next thing you know, she in this woman's house. But then she want to have a conversation and tell her what's wrong and this and that. And the one thing that was horrible and stupid is that Diana's there talking and talking and talking while you got your arm extended and the person is getting closer, moving closer to you. That way they can knock your hand out or grab you or any of that. And so by her doing that and allowing, cop to get closer, I'm thinking, why is she letting her get closer? But she did. And, oh, girl, I just think Felicia should be able to take Diana out. She's my prime of her life woman. She got more meat on her bones. She should have some type of training and fighting. But you let this teenage love, give you an elbow to the gut a couple times and you was down for the count. Anyway, when Diana grabbed that skillet, ooh, that was some Game of Thrones right there, boy. And then they didn't show what happened. I'm thinking, oh, man. And then they showed it. I'm thinking, woo. Gave her a little crack, sold her some crack up in this piece. Gave her a little CTE, CTESD up in this piece. But, but the problem I have with this is Diana touched on everything. There's so many things she touched on and things. So you would think it would be an investigation for this officer. And I don't know how Carter gonna make that look like an accident. You can't, especially her head this way, how you do this, you can't, until you got a hole right there and then be like, all right, that was it. So, I don't know. And then when she called Tariq and he come running, he come touching on every damn thing. It's gonna be, records of the cell phone pinging the towers. If they even do a little bit of investigation, they gonna find out. Then the son saw Diana and Tariq, and then she talking about after she see the toys. What did I do? What did I do? You need to get out of there is what you need to do. Jay Guz, you say, why did Tariq pick up the phone? And then we go to the scene of the crime and then chill there. So the problem, not the problem, but the thing with that is I'm with you 100% on pick up the phone. But you trying to be nice. But she did tell him, get out. You didn't want this baby, this, that, and the other. Now she calling. Now maybe he thinking, okay, maybe she got her head together. We'll talk and be cool. Now, when she told him she need him and to come here, that's where I say scene of the crime. He didn't know that was the scene of the crime. But I would have been like, what's wrong? What you need? What's going on? I can't tell you. Just come here. I need you. I'd be like, oh, man. If you don't go, then what? You wasn't there for me again when I needed you. And if you go, now you already there, and you like, man, why you had me come here for this? So then she'd be like, I thought you was just as mad as me. I thought you would be happy. Then she could reverse it on you. Then you just, that's that emotional roller coaster, man. Boy, you don't want to get on those rides with ladies, I'm telling you. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So, and the chill there, that was 1,000% a mistake. Both of them. As soon as he got there and he saw what happened, he'd be like, all right, come on, let's go. But he got a baby. Okay, let's go. Bitch, I can't leave him here. I almost called her about her name. I say, bleep. What is you smoking? Hey, man, we need to get out of here. What you think, you going to raise the kid now? Your one night and one bedtime story ain't going to make it better. It's best to leave. What you gonna, replace his mama? You gonna make it up by tucking him in tonight? Get out of there. And then everybody show up like it's a house party. Monet show up late as can be. They stayed way too long at that house. Any scene of a crime, I think most people instincts is to get out of there. They over there about to make pancakes. She about to cook for the little baby. Crazy. So, yeah, they messed up. Tyrell Jones, you say, I'm glad the baby gone. Maybe we done with the Tejadas after the show. Yeah, I think that's a good point that the baby is gone. It shows that they may not be another spinoff after this. It's not like they gonna come 20 years later and see this baby grown up and we be like, oh, look at Tariq baby. So, I don't know. Again, of course, he could have a baby with somebody else, but at least it ain't with them. So, Tressa C, where you come up with this? You say you saw Effie's mom was calling. I hope her mom is played by Sandra Bullock. Why would you think that Sandra Bullock would be in this show or Effie's mom would be a white lady? I don't know if she is light. Hell, I'm lighter than Effie and neither of my parents are white. Not that that's, good or bad, but I don't know. Sandra Bullock is very particular. I'm just wondering where you came up with that. Now, don't get me wrong, Sandy B can act. I ain't hating on her. I just was, that's kind of funny. R. Breezy, what the hell was Reek doing? He wasn't even moving the body. Man, I know. We're talking about he gonna help and do this and that. Tariq is a mess. Christo Black and that kid didn't wake up. Well, that's not so unbelievable, actually. So, I don't know. Some parents, kids sleep hard. Some parents, kids are light sleeper. My son was a extremely heavy sleeper. Extreme. I could be a bed's length apart. Like the length of a bed. That's not that long or far away. And be screaming, la, la, wake up, wake up. And it would take a few of those. And when I was younger, I was a hard sleeper. And as I've gotten older, my sleeping has gotten lighter. If that makes sense. So, he was still a hard sleeper all the way up until, his 18 years. So, but, I was more of a lighter sleeper as I've gotten older. And I'll wake up easier. But when I was young, I guess he may get it from me. But I would be out for the count. You could be playing football. I wouldn't wake up, which is very dangerous. Somebody could have came and picked me up and put me in the middle of the street or something. My little fat belly is a speed bump. So, all right, y'all. Let me do my review, my Mosco. For those that's new checking in, I do a non-biased, review score. So you say for the episodes. So I'm gonna go ahead and break it down with my Mosco, and let's see what we come up with. All right, now the Mosco, my rating system I use, real simple. I ain't about to make nothing complicated. It's 4 categories, 25 points each, give you a score of 100. All right. Now I always give a 0.5 margin of error either direction in case it's needed. Now, the visuals and cinematography, as always, they use modern cameras and things of that nature, but it wasn't really too much. I would say the cinematography, I like how the Tate looking at his brother dead scene, I felt like that was kind of a emotional and powerful scene, and probably the strongest scene in the episode. It felt real, so I'll give him that. So overall, I'll give this episode a 22 out of 25 on visuals and cinematography. It felt like he was really looking at his real brother, which he was, but you felt it. Storyline and plot, as we talked earlier, it's still a few things with this show. And like I say, it's not the average show, but it's not, 100. I would put it in the middle. And I don't think that's a bad place to be. It's kind of hard to make it too accurate, because then it wouldn't be as eventful or entertaining. Nevertheless, this episode with them taking out the cop, I just think that was done kind of quick and easy. And Carter, I'm going to fix this and other stuff. I don't know. I'm going to give this episode a 20 for the storyline and plot. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't. They got to tie stuff up in 1 hour. Special effect, makeup, costumes, they all on this show wear the great clothes. The one thing that's coming to mind that I'm remembering is Tasha, because we saw Tasha and she, a little short, thick self. She had on some like V-cut with the little gold or whatever. I'm like, look at Tasha, still trying to stay in style. I'm thinking, man, how's she still in style? Plus, Yaz is tall as Tariq now. She ain't but 10 years old. But I'm like, Tasha, boy, she stay in style. So I'm going to give this a 21. And then last, entertaining, fun factor, which, of course, is the most important because it's all entertainment. It was a decent episode. I'm going to say I would give this maybe a 21. It was better than the normal, but it didn't blow me away like that. I come up with an 84 on the Mosco, which, it's middle of the road. I still go with the 80s are B's, the 90s are A's, and 70s are C's. So it's a B. It ain't too bad. Let me know what you would rate it. Damian Kinney, hashtag Mosco, a 75. Okay. I may have overestimated, huh? Tyrell Jones, Eric Iverson say a 6.5. Wow, it was that bad? I mean, what messed it up for you guys? Because it can't be how easy they've done this, because they've been doing stuff kind of easy and taking out people quick in this show. Not that it's a good thing. What's up, Crafty? I appreciate you, girl. sick to cooking again in Diana's defense. If she used the gun, they would have been caught instantly. Yeah, exactly. And I'm so sick of her knowing Monet combination and going to get the gun, and Monet keep putting it there. Don't you know if you use that, that's going to trace back to your mama and you about to get her locked up? Why would you do that? She in the game too long, been around too much to not know you can't shoot somebody with a gun that ain't a throwaway. You don't shoot nobody with a registered gun unless you can stand there and explain why. So, T-Fam, you say a 78. R Breezy, a 8 out of 10. Last episode was harder. Yeah. It was a good episode, last one. HFG, 68.5. Damn, something just felt corny. Wow. I mean, come on. This can't be the first time you didn't have a little corn in your teeth watching this. I've been saying that, nah. Come on now. Yeah, it has corny moments. Tariq, that's the corniest. I've been saying Tariq can't do nothing. And how is he doing this or doing that or what is it? So, I don't know. Yeah, Jamari Riddick, Tariq did the same thing with Ray Ray. Exactly. He would have got caught then if it wasn't for Ghost and Tommy. Miss Crafty, you say Diana was touching everything without gloves. I know. I'm up here screaming at the TV. What? They rubbing their hand down the banisters. They walk down the stairs. You can't walk downstairs without a railing? I know I can't, but what's wrong with y'all? Why are you touching on everything? Why you sitting here reading this kid a bedtime story? That's going to be such a strong memory. He going to be able to say all kind of stuff. They standing at the stairs talking and running. They just, Tariq touching on the walls and this and that. It was very dumb. Very dumb. I ain't going to lie on that. Soon as Tariq got there and saw that, if it would have been me, all right, let's go. But he gotta, shut up, let's go. You gonna raise that kid? You give a damn if you read a story or tuck him in. What about tomorrow when he wake up? Will you go? So it seemed a lot of y'all staying in the house ruined it. Yeah, it did kind of mess it up a lot. But they had to make them stay in the house so they could make everybody meet up there and be, having that conversation. Sometimes, when you write in stories and stuff for TV, they have an end in mind. And then they work backwards to get to that ending. So how are we going to do that? Okay, well, they going to be here. Well, they wouldn't meet there because if they do this, well, we got to make a kid be there, and then that be the reason they stay. But then if they do this and that, well, then they got to make them meet up there, and then they can talk. But then if we do this and that, well, we got to... I don't know. Maybe it's a good way to write. Maybe it's other way. Everybody has different ways. Some people write it in linear. Some people do an outline and fill it in. All kind of stuff. I don't know. This is my opinion also. I don't know if this is how they do it. Tyrell, what's good? You say Courtney Kemp saying Tariq is a better version and Ghost got me throwing up. I don't even listen or watch Courtney Kemp's reactions and things. More power to her. But I think she messes up the show when she says stuff like that. She actually almost ruined the show for me. It made me not want to watch, and I know I ain't nobody, and she could probably care less, but I don't know if I'm the only one that felt this way. But when I found out that the first, 3 seasons or 4 seasons of Power, she said in an interview, take place in just a few months. I'm like, wait a minute. The first 3 or 4 seasons all happened in just a few months? But then, Tariq in college. Wait a minute. He was just in 5th grade. If only a few months passed, if anything, he in 8th grade right now. How is he? So I just think that was bad to say that. It made it messed up. I didn't like that when I heard that. And that was on the first power. I'm thinking, what? That just, I really didn't like that. I thought that messed up the show. They did all of this in the first 3 seasons or 4 seasons in just like 2 months, 3 months. That's just too much. They the most active people in the crime world ever to not get caught up and stuff. So that was a hard one to swallow. But hey, who the hell am I, right? She probably like, well, don't watch it then. I guess she right. I don't know. But to a certain extent, you can't really listen to the fans. But then also you kind of do, because without the fans, it don't matter what you make. If nobody's there watching or supporting or buying, you could be making great stuff. It'll be off the air and you'll be done if nobody watches or cares. So, again, it's balance. Life is about balance, son. Bala Banzai. Anyway, before I get up out of here, anybody got any thoughts or questions about this episode to talk about? The way it left off with Carter and Drew. He talking about me and Drew will clean this up. Y'all get out of here. I don't know, man. I think Drew might take Carter out. He getting resentful of Carter. Then Carter made him turn into a snitch on his own family. Now, I don't think he gonna take Carter out while they in that house. Oh, and also, Carter learned from Felicia before she was took out that Tariq took out Zion in a safe house, and it's recorded. Woo! Tariq better be glad that Carter is crooked, because he got Tariq by those little baby nads. And he told Tariq, welcome to the team. So Diana just got Tariq all roped up in some garbage. Diana, boy, she kind of screwed him without taking them pants off this episode, boy. I'm telling you. He done got deep back in the game while she over there talking about it all happened because he in the game. She drug him back in. Now, you know, how hard would that have been? Who knows? HFG, thank you for the super chat. You say it was lacking for me, but I'll definitely be back to watch next week. Thanks for your review. Thank you, HFG. I appreciate the super chat. And you know what? That's kind of frustrating to me also. I wonder how much people or executives or whatever think about how they got us by the nards like Drew. Because we've been watching for how many years? 10 years? So, you know, some people are so invested that they may not even like it as much anymore, or it could be upset about things, but they'll keep watching because you just gotta know what happens next type thing. But we'll be frustrated when we find out. It's like love-hate relationship. Put in so much time and energy. Some people, 10 years, it's people that ain't been married 10 years. You know what I mean? So people been watching this show longer than some relationships have lasted. So, you know, in a way, I wonder if they got us and they know they gonna watch anyway. But it's still a balance. If they go too corny, they know people will leave. But if they leave a little corn on the plate, they know, hey, it's all right. They'll accept it. So I don't know. Jay Guz, you say, I think Tariq might ask Tate for help. Tate will then find out Carter is dirty. He then will put 2 and 2 together. That's a good point. And I could see something like that happening. We haven't seen Tariq and Tate talk in a while. Tate kind of putting his distance. But either Tariq or Davis may find a way to bring him back into the fold and get information, and that's a possible thing that could happen. I could see that. Now, it'd be messed up if Tate tried to take him out. Remember, he said, I was New York's finest, too. I'm a cop, too, so you know what I'm saying? And what if he tried to get a gun and take it on himself, old dog, and Carter take him out? They take out all the characters that we know and love. I mean, it'd be easier to not watch the show anymore because everybody we know and love is gone. I don't know. Possible. Tyrell, if Diana would have called me saying I need you, I'm expecting she want this anaconda, and I ain't leave it till I give it to her. With the body on the floor. Hey, look here, you want me to help me? You gonna have to tame this anaconda, you know what I'm saying? I'm like Ice Cube, you better be on that J-Lo, baby, you know what I'm saying? Hey, wrap this anaconda around your neck like Jake the Snake, you know what I'm saying? You want some help? I need some help too. Cause the anaconda is heavy, you know what I'm saying? You ready to tame this mighty beast, baby? Come on, I ain't leaving till you do. Oh, snap. It look like we got company. I'm going to hit you with the anaconda, baby. They going to call you Mrs. Jake the Snake. Diana, I would run from at this point if I was Tariq. I'd leave the city or something, man. Her and her family is so much trouble. And you can go through life and you realize there's nothing worse than being in some mess with a fine woman. Because you don't know what to do sometimes. You know, you got two heads battling. And I ain't talking about her head. Which one of your heads is going to win? The fine woman can push you to the limit doing some of the craziest things, and you be sitting around. But she mean well. She mean well. Anyway. Get up out of here, y'all. It's 2 a.m. Appreciate everybody for coming through and supporting. I hope everybody follow me and support because I'm going to go to Texas, Austin, Texas this weekend and, do some comedy shows and maybe even kill Tony. So who knows? We'll see. I'm going to try to video and document as much as I can. So, my birthday coming up. I'm getting older. So figure I got to do some things. I can't keep looking out for other people and stuff, especially some folks that is unappreciative. So, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, man. Everybody, grown people, responsible for their own grown self. Anyway, appreciate it for wishing me a safe trip. Everybody, y'all have a good night. And I'll see y'all on the next one. I'll try to come back tomorrow. Till then, deuces.